So we have a choice between a giant projector, you know that thing I had. It's heavy, it's metal, it goes onto the LEDs, or this. I am so glad they did this, and they changed the lens in this too for a wide angle lens so I can have it close to the backdrop. So you can use this in small spaces, which is amazing. You know, the LED projectors I used to have back, 8, 10, 12 feet. With this one, with the wide, you can keep it up close, put it at angles, do different things with it. And you just change out the gobos here. And then I'm using gels with this because this is for a Halloween photo. It was fun. This was a lot of fun. Now, when I first got this, I had no clue how to use it. I don't think there was any instructions in the box. If there was, I missed them. But I figured it out quickly. It's, you just keep it collapsed, put that wide angle lens on and put it closer to the backdrop and it covers. There's really good coverage with it. But you can do cool things with it. You put it to the side and sweep it across the backdrop. It changes the shape and so forth. And we did try a couple gobos just to see what it looked like and have some fun with it. But let's get into the shoot. I'm just using little lights. I'm using the Angler softbox. I'm using the 46s, the S or HVL F46. These are just little flashes. This is it. So I have one in the softbox, the Angler softbox, and one for the gobo. This is the MagMod MagBeam Pro Kit. So it comes with a whole bunch of gobos and stuff. This I love. It's a really good price considering what you have to pay for like the gobo kits with the, oh, anyway, I love this. It works really well. Definitely going to use this a lot more than I would use the other one because it is big, heavy, cumbersome, has to be used with LEDs, and you can use it with flash, but it's just not as good. Anyway, let's get into the shoot. I'll shut up now.
Now, I really want to walk you through this shoot and not talk about the MagMod MagBeam Pro set. I just want to say that I have used this before, the MagBeam, and I wasn't a fan. But I didn't know they had this gobo set up and what it could do in this scenario. So for this, I'm a fan. Um, you know, Instead of that giant metal beast that you have to put in front of an LED or a strobe, using this on little speedlights, I think is fantastic. Now, I'm using this at angles. I'm going to use it directly behind her. I'm just playing with it, and this is the very first time I'm shooting with it. Honestly, the very first time I shot with it, there was nobody in the studio. I just set it up and tried to figure it out. I had a little bit of a problem figuring it out because I'm thinking, it's like the old, it's like the LED beams or whatever, the big ones where it has to be 5-10 feet back from the backdrop. This you can put right up on the backdrop. And you have to remember, I'm shooting in like a 10 foot by 10 foot area here. It's a small space, and getting that kind of coverage in the backdrop because they're new, the wide angle lens. Love this thing. Anyway, I'm playing with the lights. You have to remember this is two speed lights in a very small space, and I'm really happy to be showing you this because you don't need a big studio or giant expensive equipment. This is two speed lights, a little soft box, and the MagBeam, which this was fun using. Now we're just playing. We're trying different gobos, we're trying different colors, and if we didn't like something, we just switched it out because why shoot more if you really don't love it? Like the stripes, we looked at it and it's like, nah. Rather than shooting more, we just said, okay, let's throw a different one on. Don't shoot something you don't like or the model doesn't like. It's not going to change it. Even if it's the best pose in the world, you're going to look at those stripes and go, nah, I just don't like it. But now I did put the shade down, maybe 1/3 through the shoot because I just wanted it darker. Not that the flashes weren't handling it. Don't get me wrong. They were, but on that right edge of the backdrop, I was getting a little bit of light in, so it like made the blacks a little grayish. So I switched that out. And the cool part is with this, I'm using a white backdrop and it's doing a great job. But a gray backdrop with this kind of setup is 10 times better. Just that straight gray because it brings out the colors more and you can pull down the blacks more, to define these images even more. And next time I use something like this, I'm going to throw a gray backdrop up so you can see it. And the Angler softbox, this is the small one that I think it's the 24-inch. I don't have a grid for this. I'm actually using the grid for the Pro Photo pop-up box. It's like a sock that goes over it. It's not, it's not Velcro. It just like slips over it, and it works really well. It's expensive. It's Pro Photo, but that's the one I got, and that's the one I'm using for this Angler when I use the Angler box. Now I'm throwing in the silver side of this just to bring this, bring the light out a little bit on that side of the face. And I definitely misused it on a couple of the shots because it is too hot for the type of image. So you see on the side of her cheek, that highlight is just too much. And I didn't want to bring it down in post because I wanted to see the mistakes versus whatever. Now I'm not going to move that. I'm just going to move her, and that's going to change the look of it. And it's not a direct hit on her cheek, but it's a direct hit on her hair. So just, I said it before, those little movements, but you just have to pay attention, on the back of your camera, or if you're tethered. I don't tether very often unless I'm doing, a major commercial shoot and they insist on it. Otherwise, I just look at the back of the camera, but just keep an eye out for it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this shoot. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'd be glad to answer them. Uh, you know, it was fun. And this was a quick shoot. This whole shoot took maybe 20 minutes, I think. Um, but, it was just a Halloween shoot, one outfit. That's it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, leave questions below.